Cohasset Township, May 17th, council meeting.
I'll call this meeting to order at 7:05 p.m. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given to the Star Gazette and express time satisfying the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act. If we could please stand for a silent prayer and flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Do I have a motion to pay the bills presented in proper form, signed by the director of each department and approved by the majority of the members listed on the bill list?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it. Black?
Yes.
Van Loo? Yes. Stern?
Yes. Any public comment on any agenda items? Is there any public comment on any agenda items?
Judith Forbes, 66 Creek Road, Phillipsburg, New Jersey, mailing address. I just wanted some questions about the, so you can explain to me what is on the agenda. Vehicles and traffic ordinance, what is it? And the second reading, though, I guess I was unable to come to the first reading because I was out of town, so I apologize for missing a meeting and having you have to repeat perhaps what you may have told other people it was about. Maintenance of vacant, abandoned properties. I know from other discussion that that was about specific houses and trying to upgrade your ordinance and the fines and everything. But I was speaking to someone who lives in Shimer Manor very recently, and they were complaining about the school and the deterioration of the school and property values related to that. So even though you're talking usually about specific houses, I think that the school has become an issue for people in Shimer Manor. About the motions for the solicitor's permit, I also read on the website that there is an application that you can be on the no solicitor list. But I don't think that's advertised, because I know when I asked about it the first time quite a while ago, and I said that, can I just close the door on them and not get into trouble, nobody mentioned at that time that I could fill out an application for a list. So I really think somehow that should be known more throughout the township, whether when you send out your dog licenses or whatever you make as mailings, you should let people know that they can, you literally have to fill out a form and submit the form. You just can't email Wanda and say you want to be on the no call list. So if you could address that. And I imagine the noise from Quaker Steak, since nobody really lives too close, or will people in Shimer Manor be affected by any noise from this party? And the click it or ticket, is that putting your seatbelt on? And the opposition of the motor fuel tax increases, are you opposing the state or the federal governments? I don't know what that is. And the tonnage grant application, whatever that is, if you could explain it. And the corrective action for the audit report. Thank you.
Thank you. Briefly, the ordinance is 16-07. That's to put a stop sign at the firehouse that we had discussed. That's correct. The 16-08 is to give a solid fee for properties that are vacant and abandoned. Instead of it being prorated per month, it'll be a $500 fee in general. We had issues with the prorated number. Click it or ticket, that is happens annually for around Memorial Day, and that's for our officers to look and make sure people are wearing their seatbelts in the community. The peddler's permit application, we do have it information online, but you can also get it at Wanda's office. Quaker Steak and Lube, they've done this last year. It's just there's more cars that are going to be out on the road. I don't think it really affects, I've never gotten a complaint for Parkside or Shimer Manor about that. So that's just per our ordinance for them to register with the special event. And the motor fuel tax increase is opposing the state legislature's tax increase.
Thank you.
Any other public comment on agenda items? Seeing none, we can move into the attorney's report.
Tonight, Mayor, it's pretty quiet the last 2 weeks. Capella continues. I am continuing. I did, in fact, I sent a couple to Steve, because he was taking an interest in the overhaul of our upgrade, if we can, strengthen up a little bit the property maintenance ordinance. So I did get some samples. Steve, I was over referring to Bedminster. I actually got some of those samples. I sent them up to Steve. And I'm checking some statutes. So probably by next month, I'll have a draft amendment for that, so that maybe we can, again, put a little more teeth for our zoning officer and so on and so forth. Other than that, the co-litigation continues. I did get a call from Susan Gould today that we missed each other. I think Parish Share Housing Center may want to engage in some settlement discussions with us.
Due to the lawsuit, being involved in that lawsuit, is that why?
Yeah, well, as I said, most of Warren County is generally not a target of the Fair Share Housing Center. So obviously the consult number is I don't recall what our exact numbers are. I should know that, but I'm dealing with so many. But we have a relatively low consult number. The Fair Share Housing Center number is probably 4 times higher. They're closer to 200, we're closer to 50. But they may take a substantially lower number if we can hit that in terms of developing an affordable housing plan. Fair Share Housing Center could sign off theoretically. They're the only advocate out there right now in the game, for us at least, so the judge would theoretically bless that as part of a fairness hearing and it would be done. If we can get a good number like that we can deal with from a planning standpoint, that would be great.
Do we know if for a fact they wanted to meet, or?
Yeah. Well, I did get an email from the master talking about setting up for, again, a lot of the smaller rural townships, and Cohasset is in that group. They're trying to set up a schedule of conference calls. And the idea would be Fair Share Housing Center and my attorney and myself would be on the phone. They'd convey basically a number as to what they would be acceptable to them. I'd bring that back to you guys, would workshop that, either go with that number, say forget it, or do a counter proposal. And if we can get some meeting of the minds, we would then implement our Fair Share Housing Plan. Land Use Board would adopt it, we would adopt it. Once we've done that, we would submit it to NOAA for a fairness hearing. So again, it's a great idea. I don't know how low they're willing to come off their number.
Are they trying to pick off towns?
Yeah,
they're
trying to
use
pick
leverage in the lawsuit? Is that
the problem? I think really from their perspective is they're dealing with 4,000 lawsuits across the state, and they can't be everywhere at once. So it's kind of to our advantage really to take advantage of their. I mean, they only have about 3 attorneys work on this in the whole state. So, and of course there are many other townships basically east of here that have some very high numbers and have a lot more infrastructure and stuff than we do. So, if we get a chance to carve our way out of it for a decent number, that would secure us through 2022, and it'd be nice. But so we'll see what happens. Other than that, though, it's reasonably quiet.
Okay. Great, thanks, Kevin. Dave?
Mayor, I don't really have anything on the Environmental Commission. Our last meeting was postponed, so some people could attend the Land Use Board, the special hearing for the train that they had. I'll give the police report here. The police department responded to 401 calls for service, and this is between April 19th and May 16th. The department issued 131 traffic summonses and made 19 arrests. Is that up a little bit?
19's about average.
But the 131 traffic summonses?
That's actually low.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. The criminal investigation unit opened 15 new cases. The department investigated 24 motor vehicle accidents. The department will be playing the Cohasset School 8th graders in a volleyball tournament. The game will be on May 24th at 7 p.m., and all proceeds will benefit the 8th grade class. That'll be at the school.
Yes, at Poet School. What day is that, May 20?
May 24th at 7.
7 o'clock.
A reminder, Click It or Ticket starts on May 23rd and goes until June 5th. The police department will have extra patrols during this campaign, and everyone is reminded to be sure to buckle up. Residents are encouraged to sign up for the SWIFT 911. If interested, just text SWIFT 911 to 99538 in your mobile phone. You will receive a confirmation and address to download the app. Once the account is set up, you will receive real-time alerts for a multitude of events sent out by the Warren County Public Safety. And if you wish, you can expand your notifications to anywhere in the state. That's when the billboard's up there on 22, correct?
Correct. Yes.
I couldn't understand quite what that was, but now...
It's a reverse 911, basically.
So if anything, there'd be any kind of alerts, like an Amber Alert?
It'll come straight, well, you can set it up to your email, you can set it up to your phone, you set up your account, any way you want to be notified, you can do it.
That's probably good. That's all we have for the police report. I really don't have much other than that, Mayor, this time.
Great, thanks, Dave. Mary?
I really don't have anything because he asked the question, or he answered the question I was going to ask. So, we don't really have anything now. Wanda, are we getting a lot of, applications for wedding licenses?
Had two.
There you go.
Oh, there we go, the season started.
Got you.
Other than that.
All right, thank you, Mary. The only thing I want to report on is we're going to be looking to do a subcommittee with Lopakong Township with our respective economic development commissions to work on the mall. I spoke to one of their council people about this issue, and I think we're of the same mindset that this is a huge problem. And between both towns, you know, they were hit, you know, only 1/3 of as bad as we were as far as that tax appeal. But nevertheless, that's really their only commercial real estate in that township. So
That's another one there, by the way.
yeah, so I think behooves us to work with that and more to follow, but there is some willingness to cooperate with Lopakong on that, so that's a positive. Other than that, I just need 15 minutes in executive session for personnel, but other than that, I think we can move on to the resolutions, if anyone has any issue with that. Mind taking them all together?
I move that we, do all four resolutions.
I'll second that.
Okay, Drive,
Yes.
Van Loo,
Yes.
Kern.
Yes. Okay. And just so you know, this motor vehicle gas tax increase is a bill that was posted in the legislature, and I think in our spot of the state, being a community that borders Pennsylvania, this could have a serious impact on us as far as people coming over here. I think a major driver that we have is our low gas prices that bring people over here, and then it kind of spurs into other avenues. So, you know, the legislature's taking the thought that we can do this while gas prices are so low and no one will mind, but I think...
The other thing is, we don't have the mass transportation here that we
No,
have in
yep.
other parts of the state.
That's exactly right. So, you know, we spend $2 million per mile to do a road. It's 3 times more than New York and 4 times more than Massachusetts. We're the most
We're
expensive.
comparable states.
So it makes absolutely no sense. So why they want to, we have a spending problem, not a revenue problem, but we'll see where that goes. Ordinances, does anyone have any issue taking these two together, 16-07 and 16-08 for public comment? A public hearing, rather.
No, I move that we open up these, both of them for public comment.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
All right. Any public comment on 16-07 or 16-08? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close and adopt both these ordinances?
I move we close
Second.
public comment and adopt these two.
Okay, Black,
Yes.
Dan Luke,
Yes.
and Karen.
Yes. And we can get these signs out then tomorrow, correct? That's right? Okay, awesome. Do we have the signs, Donnie, for,
don't have to get to Lars and me.
okay. That's fine.
I don't have that.
That's good, okay. Motions, if we can,
I don't want to include it, we're going to take joint the last one. With the other two, because I want discussion.
okay, so we'll take the first two.
So I move then that we approve the first two.
I'll second that.
Okay, Slack,
Yes.
Dan Luke,
Yes.
Karen.
Yes. Okay, last one. What's your thought?
Okay, well, first of all, okay, I know how you're saying they're annual block parties, but my question is this: are you setting a precedent so anybody else who wants to have a block party can now request that we
Just
close
as a
roads?
point of background, the chief used to have the authority to make these decisions,
Mhm.
and there's about 3, I think, in the town that have been approved by this police chief and the last police chief and the
Well,
police chief.
yes, and I've heard about that, but I know there are neighbors also that live in that area who are not happy about this closing. So that's one thing, and the other thing too is, you have it starting at 4 o'clock, when's it supposed to end?
That was gonna be my question, too. I don't know.
Is this part of the special permit, chief? Is that what they do? They apply for that for you?
No, this was, we had spoken about this before, about changing the ordinance that council had to approve any kind of road closure for an event.
I don't know if we actually approved,
We never did an ordinance.
we never did an ordinance. So technically, the chief could just do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, but again, then that means anybody else in this township that wants the road closed for a block party, that they also have to be accommodated, because if they're not, then we can say it's discrimination.
Well, I think, again,
And this is a private thing, it's not a fundraiser, it's not anything, that's specific.
again, that's why we all sit up here to make those
I
decisions.
understand that, but also I know that there are neighbors, because they have complained to me in the past about this particular block party.
Chief, have you gotten any complaints in the past about this or not?
They were intimidated.
No.
Just literally one block is all?
Yeah, it's between Middlesex and Pershing. I think there's,
I don't know if it has
No,
a-
it says March, right.
there's 4 houses there. There's one on each corner. There's actually not a house between there. There's 4 houses on each corner. So,
And that's who has the party?
yes.
And then the other people have to just...
I think they go, from what I
And
understand.
they don't like it.
going to the party?
I mean, go to the party.
They don't go to the party.
Oh, they don't go to the
don't
party.
like it. That's what I'm saying.
It's one day a year.
And I think it's because...
It's safer to have a closed car than cars
Right.
all over the place.
People
Well,
staggering
maybe
their
they
house.
should use the hours too. Be in the yards of-
Mayor, have you gotten any complaints in the past, Mayor, or not?
Yeah, oh,
No, no.
but I didn't.
No, we can duly
They
note
can't
your
walk down the street.
objection.
Well, I'll just vote no, that's all. It's not gonna mean anything, but I'll vote no. I'm sorry, that's just, I have to go with the comments I've heard. And I know, I won't say, I won't incriminate you.
You have a motion, something like that? Do you want to do that? Is that it?
No, I think, well, for motions,
Yeah. you must have-
we may have a procedural problem with this one. We can maybe just you get that, because I'm invited to that party. Full disclosure.
That's what I
not
meant.
gonna-
We won't have another meeting before then.
No, it doesn't matter.
From what you said, the chief can issue without our approval, correct?
Yeah.
Can you have the neighbors possibly give me a phone call?
It was senior citizen, and she was intimidated. I doubt it.
quite the conundrum. What does an abstention go with?
Doesn't count either way.
So it's a 1-1.
Plus, even having the motion.
I can make a motion.
Well,
instead.
it's not till June 11.
But our next meeting's not till, let me see.
You really oppose it that much, you can't even vote.
Yes, I truly, I will vote no.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
let's-
you can bring it up, and you can have it here, but I will vote no. So, I don't,
I don't have a problem with it.
just call me a party pooper.
I'm not invited to it, so I can vote.
I'm not invited to it
Oh,
Well,
I don't think, the fact that you're invited, I think as long as you've noted that, I don't see that as being. You're the mayor, you go to a lot of events that you have taken action on up here. It's just part of
But
what you
this
do.
is not, this is a personal event. This is not a fundraiser or
Well, the chief
something
can
like
still,
that.
the ordinance hasn't been amended, Wanda?
No.
Okay, so this is a moot point. I'll defer to the chief.
Why don't we just table it then?
Nice for you.
Punt.
Okay, so if I get any phone calls.
You can say the chief
Thank
approved.
you, thank you.
What does it help after the fact?
Well, should we just say we're going to defer to the chief?
Yeah.
Boy, that's called passive thought.
No, it would have not passed.
Where that ordinance didn't pass? Dude,
I know they've had it for years and years and years.
they have.
Well, I know, and I know the mayor has gone through it for years and years and years.
Let's just note for the record that the motion was tabled and it was referred back for action by the chief of police. Wanda, just put it in the minutes that way. And it's done.
There we go.
There you go.
Great compromise of 2016. Okay, public comment. Is there any general public comment? Seeing none. Dan, did you want to say anything while you're here?
No, I see that with, pertaining to agenda items, but I'm the area representative from Jersey Central Power and Light for Acton. And Jim and I, Mayor Kern and I cross paths a lot. I hadn't been here a while, so I always like to put a name with a face. You might see a lot of emails from me, particularly with some of your committee people. So I don't have anything that I want to discuss, but I'm here for it if anybody has any questions.
I do have something that you jogged my memory. There were people
Thanks, Dan.
who received the notice from Power and Light that the power was going to be off tomorrow between the hours of 8 to 2 o'clock. Okay, they received this notification. And in checking into it, it turns out that they were just testing a system. And that's why they received the notification. It's not going to happen. Now, the question was asked of the person that was being spoken to. This is third hand, second hand? But anyway, are you going to notify those people that you sent this to? And that person didn't know if you were going to notify them, so.
Yeah, it was there is a planned outage, but it's not in this town. And we were supposedly going to circle back with folks to let them know, because it was an automated phone call now today.
Yeah, it had to do with, I know we're out of Alpha, but, the plant that's on the river.
No, it's Mansfield, I believe.
Well, there were people here that received it, and he thought it was in reference that it was the delivery station.
No,
But it's people here who haven't received it.
yes, but they really shouldn't have gotten a notice, they should have gotten another phone call.
Well, that's what, and the person, the spokesperson for JCCL, didn't notify these people. So you're saying that they are.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, they planned outage is scheduled for Thursday. I'll follow back up with Wanda or you, Mayor, just to make sure that they, because they should not, their power should not be interrupted, and that they do get a follow-up phone call. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You reminded me.
That's teamwork. Thanks, Dan. I don't have anything, and Sal's not here, so I know that.
Sal had something for
Yeah, you timed it well, wasn't it? Okay, do I have a motion for an
I move we
executive
go into
session,
Executive session to discover possible,
personnel, and 15 minutes, and action may or may not be taken?
okay, and we're not doing this this time.
Oh, yeah, was that on the agenda?
I did.
No, it's passed already. It was it was on your resolutions, corrective action plan. It's in there.
Great,
It was in the motion?
yeah, we
It's
did
in the
it.
resolutions, Mary, number 9.
Resolutions. Oh, yeah.
Yep, we did it.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to explain it.
No.
Really not? Okay.
Everybody has a copy.
Yep.
It's public record, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if anybody would like to read mine while I am in executive session, you're welcome to. I'll read it right here.
Is there?
That's the corrective action plan.
Need a motion second, and
I made the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Slack,
Yes.
Van Move,
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, okay.
All right.
for the council to consider hiring a new police officer. The woman's name is Sierra
DeMaio.
DeMaio. She's currently at the Warren County Sheriff's Office. She's a native of Warren County. Will be first, I guess, patrol officer who's a woman in the county, so it'll be another precedent setter for the township. She would come in as a Class 8 officer.
Yes.
Great.
And it would be a lateral hire from the Warren County Police Department.
The sheriff's department.
She comes with glowing, from the Sheriff's Department, excuse me, comes with glowing recommendations, and with that in mind, I think we want to entertain a motion to extend an offer of employment as a patrolman Class 8 officer to Sierra DeMaio, with a start date in the chief's discretion, but not to go beyond June 30, 2016.
Okay, I'll move that.
Second.
Okay, Slack,
Yes.
Van Move,
Yes.
Kern.
Yes. All right. Do we have any old or new business?
Just had a quick question for Donnie. Donnie, how did the cleanup go overall?
Very good. We had a lot of help from the class program. Got about 100.
Good turnout, better than normal, for as crappy as the weather was?
Same as last year. Just the weather was good cooperation.
Right.
Well,
One thing that we did differently, we were to separate all the box springs and mattresses. The town was charged for that, all the fees. So that made it a little, there was a lot more manpower.
Right.
It worked out well.
Good.
I was glad we had those helpers because I didn't know how I was going to get that chair that I brought into the dumpster.
Yeah, we couldn't do that without that help. We, three of us couldn't do it. We were in the equipment.
Great.
That's all I wanted to know.
Great.
Okay, well, since there's nothing else, I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a beer with Joe Kent, yeah.